All right, welcome into the real deal, and it's getting the real deal now, isn't it? I mean,
Absolutely.
Can you feel the difference in practice as you get closer to a game time when you know you're getting ready to start turning the page to kind of doing some playbook things and some, scouting things for the first opponent?
Yeah, the intensity is definitely there. It's ramping up a little bit, and it was really real the other day whenever Coach Freeze talked about how we're coming up on 2 weeks till game time. You don't think about it whenever you're in fall camp, you're in the heat, you got all these meetings and just here all day. You don't really think about how close you are to game time, but it's creeping up on us.
Yeah, you've been witness to quarterback battles before when that decision is made, and that's a pretty good signal for you too. It starts to become, okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. First of all, just your thoughts on Payton Thorne, what you've seen on him really since he got on campus, and what he is as now Auburn starter going into this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the same thing that he's been since he got here. Very mature guy, veteran leader type of guy, and I knew that from the first day he stepped on campus. And yeah, he's just been really sharp. All three quarterbacks look sharp, but as we all know, there's a decision to be made, and my hope is that all three of them stay ready, because that's what you need in this league. I'm ready to follow Payton down the field, and I think he can do a great job, as can the other quarterbacks too, whenever they get their chance.
How important is it to get that starter in place to where guys can work together, and especially in this system with the RPOs, all those things? How important are those reps now as you get ready for a season?
Yeah, I think it helps. It definitely helps other positions. More so, I think it helps the individual quarterback himself. Mm-hmm. I mean, having that mindset flipped from I'm competing for a job to, all right, I've got a job to do. This is my job. This is my position. This is my role. Obviously, don't want to lose that hunger ever. You're always competing. Those guys are always competing. But I think that will help Payton. You'll see a different mindset out of him and a different approach out of him, and all in all, that'll help us too.
Yeah. Everybody's talked about kind of that leadership thing for him. He's put a lot of time and effort into learning people's names and doing those things. As a teammate, how impressive, how valuable was that for you guys that guy came in looking to learn as much as he could, as quick as he could?
Yeah, I mean that's immediately what I would want to do too, coming into a new place. But the natural reaction for most people is to come in and kind of acclimate yourself to all these different things. Mm-hmm. And I think he took a very selfless approach in that. Took an approach to learn people. That's a big deal. I mean, especially playing that position, you have to build relationships. You have to have people trust you. You have to have not just receivers. I mean, you have to have the trust of the entire team, offense, defense, special teams, everybody. So I think he did a great job with that. That's something that, like I said, I've admired since he's gotten on campus. His first day was just his effort to lead this team, and just to let us know, like, hey, I'm not going to just be some guy who's a little new, and no, he's here to be one of us and here to help lead.
You talked about the quarterback group. How much has that group grown since the spring? I mean, obviously Payton wasn't here, but I mean, Robbie, Holden, the entire group. How much have you seen out of the quarterback group? Because we got a glimpse of it yesterday. I mean, that's a group that looks like they've taken some serious strides.
Yeah, I think the more battles you go in, the more competitive battles that you're put through in your time in college, I think that matures you so much. Robbie and Holden, obviously, in a battle last year with TJ. And so we've seen that kind of thing before out of those guys. And then obviously Payton, he's done it at a high level. So the more you compete, the more mature you get, and you can see that. I mean, you can see it in their decision making. You can see it in their attitude walking around this building, and it's refreshing to see, because that's what you need out of a quarterback. You need somebody who's confident. You need somebody who's ready to lead the troops, and I think we got a good group that's going to do it, and I think Payton will do a phenomenal job too, week one.
This tight end group has a lot of different guys.
Yeah.
And you're rolling a lot of different guys. How much of an advantage is that going to be this season when teams have to worry about so many different faces? I mean, and heck, it's running backs, it's wide receivers. This is an offense that has a lot of options.
Yeah, versatility. That's the first word that comes to my mind. Is just Man, our tight end room is so versatile. We've got guys that can do so many different things, guys that can make plays down the field, and also guys who can be valuable in the run game, and we can mix it up with a bunch of different personnel groupings, and everybody can do just about everything in that sense in the offense. So I think that's going to be huge, just the versatility part of things. Another thing that people don't realize in the SEC, week in and week out, it's physical. It's a physical game, and it's sometimes about longevity.
Yeah.
That's going to help us. Having multiple tight ends that can play, having depth at every position, that's going to be big because, I mean, you go throughout an entire season, if you take every single rep, you're going to get burned out in the SEC. So I'm really excited about that. I think we have a great group of tight ends that can do a lot of things and a lot more depth this year across the board.
Yeah, competition has been a theme. We saw it in practice. The offense has won their share. The defense had a look like a good day yesterday. That competition, when you start to think about getting prepared for a season, how much fun has it made this camp to get prepared in your last one?
Yeah, I mean, everybody will tell you that toward the end of camp, you're ready to start playing against some other teams, competing against some other teams. But we've kind of like imitated game situations, which has made it a lot more fun for us. Not just fun, but more valuable, I think. I think that's really valuable whenever you can set the ball down, have a game situation, and just go out there and play.
Yeah.
Team run, past couple of days, been really physical, really game-like, because I've been in games where it's like, okay, team run. If you can run the football or if you can stop the run, that's the team that wins. So we've put some emphasis on that, and it's been really fun.
There have been a lot of 11-on-11 situations, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Is this the most you can remember in a camp setting? Camp setting,
probably, yeah. I mean, we do team so much. I mean, we do. There's a bunch of team reps, and like I said, what also helps with that is we're so deep, especially for the tight ends. So even if we don't think, okay, this is the most team reps I've ever taken, part of that's also we've got a bunch of guys who are taking a lot of reps. So. That's good, but we have done a lot of teamwork, a lot of competition, and I think it's made us better.
Yep. Now you're getting closer to kind of starting this thing. School's back in. Can feel it changing a little cool temperatures. A couple of days of cooler temperatures. But, yeah, it's not cool, but now as you inch towards this season, do you feel like this is a team that's starting to gel and get that thing that you need heading into a year?
Absolutely. Spring was huge. Just to be able to bring a core group of guys together and get to know each other and gel. Obviously, fall camp does that as well, but I think our winter and summer workouts helped us with that too. So I think our team is really close now. Our team is really, like we said earlier, it's a deep team. So yeah, I think our team can make something happen for sure. We're gelling together, and it's always good whenever you have offense winning some days, defense winning some games. I mean, if it's all offense or all defense, then we're in trouble. So I think we're really balanced, and I'm excited to get the season started.
All right, that's it. Luke Deal, another real deal coming your way.
War Eagle.